I have some breaking news that
Breaking
may
news.
surprise y'all.
Okay.
Caleb Burley is starting to get into horror again.
What?
Wait, really?
I've waited so long.
I'm dipping my toes back in because I rediscovered the first horror short story I ever read, and I reread it, and
Baby shoes never worn.
Baby Shoes Never
Baby
Worn.
Shoes Haunted.
It is I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, but
Same thing.
yeah, basically. So yeah, I'm getting back into horror, so come October, I may be fully on board for Cordell's
This is massive.
Oktoberfest 2024.
I'm so excited. Also, this is Junk House.
It's a psychobilly freak out!
I was gonna just like keep talking, but I was like, no, we need to have the theme song and then keep talking.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen Late Night with the Devil yet?
Not yet.
No.
I
No.
enjoyed it. It is on Shudder if you have Shudder.
Do you have Shudder that I could steal?
I think I have Shudder through Prime.
Oh, okay, then I might have Shudder too, honestly.
Or it might be on like an AMC add-on. Anyway, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good, and most of it is shot like it's supposed to be a late night talk show, which seems very interesting for a horror movie.
So the introduction zooms in on this little old TV on a cart, and kind of like gives you captions, and basically it presents itself as found footage.
Okay, I
so
love that.
Basically, this late night show, this event occurs, and the footage was lost, and they've rediscovered it with some behind the scenes roll for the special as well. So everything you see in the movie until like the very end after that is actually the footage from the show, and then the people behind the scenes talking about what's going on and deciding what to do.
Okay.
It's very good. The ending wasn't my favorite in the world, but I get what they were going for.
Wasn't it based off of some actual like late night where they tried to bring on some? I don't know. I might be talking out my ass.
You might be. Let's Google it.
It draws inspiration from a real life secret society and its controversial rituals.
Yeah, so the idea that they reveal pretty early on is they have like about the character. It's the host of it is a member of a secret society that is rumored to be doing culty things.
Okay.
But I'm excited for that movie because horror. I'm getting back into
most of the movie isn't very like horror, so I think Caleb could actually stomach it pretty well. Like it because it deals
piece.
Could be. I would want you to warm up a little bit beforehand.
But
like a lot of the movie deals with like they have the spooky stuff, but he also brings on a skeptic who can disprove things.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of it's like the conversation on like, well, how much of this is actually real, you know?
Yeah. I think, and it's like, I think it's just that there are some types of horror that I'm probably never going to like, you know? Like, I do not like it when it gets extremely bloody and awful. And like, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. I think the only reason I can handle it is because I read it in like 9th grade, you know? So I can like, I know what's coming. I know what to expect.
Yeah.
So it's not that wild.
Have you seen A Quiet Place?
A Quiet Place? Which one is that?
That's the John Krasinski, Emily Blunt. It's
Jim
from The Office.
Yeah,
he always looks at the camera just like,
Yeah, every time a monster
huh?
attacks, he's like, "Can you believe this monster?"
I liked that one. I liked that one.
Okay. I'm trying to gauge where you sit and where you're comfortable. Have you seen The Conjuring?
The Conjuring.
Oh, he's Googling it.
I am Googling it because I want to make sure it's the one I'm thinking of. I saw that one. Olivia and I watched that one together. I could do it. It was almost a little too much at times.
Okay. We're getting a better
Scary
picture.
Godmother.
Listen, that's too much.
Scary Godmother. That's too much.
Have you seen her Halloween Spooktacular?
I've seen the Halloween Spooktacular. And let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
That monster that liked the same kind of pizza as the little girl.
Yes. That's Bugaboo. He's very scary.
Terrifying.
Yeah. He's scary.
That one is not narratively horrifying. It's visually horrifying.
Yes. The visuals on that movie are haunting. They made the strangest decision ever to like have the foreground have no solid lines and the background be all solid lines. And that's just not what you do in animation.
It looks disgusting and horrifying.
Yes.
I've looked up a list of just top horror movies, and I'm going to list some that are the ones that I like and like will watch any given day, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Witch.
Really?
I love The Witch.
I love that one.
Suspiria.
That's a great movie. I thought it'd be more for Kate. Interesting.
Yeah, I think, well, here's the thing. Whenever I first watched that movie, I wasn't big into horror either. And I think I liked it because it wasn't really horrifying. It was just creepy. It just like gave you the uneasy feeling.
Caleb likes unease and suspense more than Caleb likes outright scary.
Yes. Which is why, like, another one I really like, Silence of the Lambs. Incredible.
Yes.
Midsommar. Incredible.
Why you're good with A Quiet Place.
So I'm good with A Quiet Place. It's more the, unease and suspense, cool. Or, alternatively, the horror comedy of, like, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 and, like, the Evil Dead franchise.
Have you seen Cabin in the Woods?
I have seen Cabin in the Woods. Love that movie. Love that movie.
Good. It's important.
Yeah. So I guess that's what it is. It's the unease and the suspense that I like. It's when like a slasher movie I'm probably not gonna like. Or a Saw where it's very like
yeah, I'm not big in those either.
Yeah.
If you don't open up the box, your head will be ripped off in 5 seconds.
Another one I like, kind of surprisingly, I think 10 Cloverfield Lane. Love that movie.
I love that movie.
It's a good one.
Sam Bam, that's a good movie.
Oh, and Color Out of Space. That's a good
one.
Okay. Incredible movie.
So Caleb, you are a horror fan. You are not a mainstream horror fan.
I think that might be.
Is Caleb a horror hipster?
Caleb's a horror hipster.
Is this a good or a bad thing? I don't know.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, it's just a thing. It could be positive.
Because here's the deal. You enjoy watching things that are scary and uncomfortable. What you don't enjoy is gore. You like horror. You don't like a specific subgenre of horror or just a lot of what the mainstream has become. Like, have you seen Barbarian, Samantha?
Yes.
That movie's great. Caleb would hate it.
Yeah, would despise it. But like a perfect example, Caleb has been trying to get me to listen to this audio. What is it? A radio show is what it was originally?
Doctor Who audio drama.
Audio drama, thank you. And it's horrifying. Like if you listen to it and hear what happened to it, it's a horror. Like it's a scary audio drama.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't even want to get too much into it, but it's Daleks murdering and cutting off the doctor's legs and
it's pretty fucked up. I was wondering if you had been listening to it because it's really good.
I forgot to tell
pays
you.
Off very well.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But it's scary. Caleb likes scary stuff.
Well,
Caleb, you are not the baby you're not the little piss baby.
We've been making fun of you for the wrong stuff.
Oh, sometimes, but like sometimes I just also just will have times where I'm just like, I don't like horror. Like, have either of y'all read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? Or
no, I've been going on dates.
That's fair. Olivia read it the other night. It's a quick read. It's like you can read it in less than an hour. It's incredible, and it has its villain, in my opinion, is the most terrifying villain to ever be created.
Capitalism.
It is called Am.
Oh.
Okay.
And it is a AI computer that gained too much sentience and decided to take that out on Earth and killed everybody except for 5 people, and then kept those 5 people in eternal torture.
Oh.
I did that last week.
But
I'm gonna read it after this podcast.
It's very good. It is fucked up. There is some content warnings I'll give you of like suicide references,
Big ooky spooky,
and like sexual assault references quite a bit. So it's not fun, but it is very. I think it's good, and I think it's one of those that like. I think it kind of came back up in the zeitgeist of what people are reading because of the prominence of AI again. And yeah.
Okay.
There's also a video game version of it for like $6 on Steam that I've been playing through bit by bit, that the writer of the book is the voice in it. And
okay, that's sick.
That's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
How is it?
It's very good. It's like it's just like a classic point and click style game.
That's how it should be for that kind of game. That kind of story.
And you just pick one of the 5 people and you play through their story and you learn a bit about the world and you're starting to get all of it. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's fun.
It's great.
It's good.
It's good.
It's.
You know what else is good? When we read reviews, they're really bad, so gets the movie.
Fuck yeah.
I knew it.
I knew it was coming.
I had a movie in mind, but give me a couple seconds to get some good reviews for it because
yeah.
I won't.
Actually, no, I already have a great one.
Oh, okay.
It's a 0.5-star review from Gustavo.
He's back.
Thank you, Gustavo.
Mr. Kevin Bacon, Tremors is 10,000 times better than this.
Ding, ding, ding. X-Men First Class.
Sadly, no.
Dang.
Wish.
Ding, 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 Dirty Dancing.
No.
Ding, 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 Footloose.
No.
I'm surprised none of you corrected me that Dirty Dancing is not Kevin Bacon.
That was me trying to subtly correct you without just shutting you down.
No, I was being wrong on purpose. I was attempting to do a joke.
Oh. Dirty Dancing isn't Kevin Bacon, you fuckhead.
Oh, that's good content.
Here's some more good content. This is a 0.5-star review from Declan.
Thank you, Declan.
I thought cult classics were supposed to be good. This is just popular because it objectifies women.
It's Tremors 2.
There we go. We got it. Got it in one.
The problem is that like Kevin Bacon is in so many movies.
He's been in
That's why 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon exists. Like,
I know. That's why I was just saying that because then like now like thinking like oh well it's a Kevin Bacon movie. It does not eliminate a lot.
Doesn't help. Doesn't narrow anything down.
It really doesn't help. That's why while you're still thinking, I'm going to find one that actually does help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kevin Bacon movie objectifies women or somebody interprets it as objectifying women, and it really doesn't.
Perhaps it's Tremors 3.
Could it be Weird Science? I don't think he was in that.
Oh, Sam Bam made a little face.
It's not Weird Science.
Okay.
Okay. Here's one. None of you. This is from a 5-star review from Octo Bear Boy.
Thank you, Octo Bear Boy.
Thank you, Octo Bear Boy.
None of you warned about how some guy's IRL pet snake got murdered on screen, and I will never forgive you. Also,
is it Snakes on a Plane? Is he in Snakes on a Plane?
No.
Okay.
Another 5-star review from 1 Second of Eternity.
Thank you, 1 Second of Eternity.
There was no killer. They just got sucked into the void.
Was Kevin Bacon ever in a scary movie? It's got to be a horror scary movie. There was no killer. They just got sucked into the void?
Damn, there's a lot of 5-star reviews about the dead snake. So apparently this is some trivia about this movie I never knew.
I need you to just say it. I can't breathe. I can't. My brain is so upset about not being able to figure out which one of the bajillion Kevin Bacon movies this is. Please put me out of my misery, please.
This is the 1980 classic Friday the 13th.
Oh, I've never seen that. Never seen that.
Oh, yeah, I've not seen that one.
Oh, it was just a classic, and we're talking about spooky movies.
Well, wait a minute. Let me.
Wait a minute. Somebody gave it a 3-star review and said a very violent Scooby-Doo episode.
Okay, no, I have. This is like the OG. I forgot Kevin Bacon was in it, honestly.
The OG. He's Jack. if that helps you remember, he's a guy named Jack.
Here's my thought on the objectifying women aspect.
Okay, yeah.
Correct, but also not to be dismissive. That is kind of the horror genre in general. Unfortunately, especially slasher movies in the 80s, like
in the 80s it wasn't just horror movies.
In the 80s, everything's I mean, we're objectifying women everywhere anyway. Still, but I'd be more upset about the dead snake. It's like looking at someone from the 60s and being like, it's a shame you did cocaine. It's a shame you used drugs. It's like, well, everyone was doing it. It doesn't make it great, but I don't know if it's a salient point to bring against a thing that is a product of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not Tremors 3.
It's not Tremors 3.
Or Tremors.
Have you seen the Tremors franchise, friends? Do you know what that franchise is like?
No.
No, and I'm sad to say no.
You need to see the first.
I think I've seen the first one. Okay,
they're in a desert town.
Yes.
Okay, you see the first Tremors. Big worms, yes.
Big worms.
Yeah.
Big worms?
Not as big as dune worms, but big worms.
Big worms.
Well, they can't be as big as a dune worm. So in the first Tremors, right, they're called graboids is the name that is given to them.
That's such a bad name.
Yes, it is. And so the graboids... in the first Tremors movie, they're just big worms. They can't tunnel through rock, but they tunnel through the ground. They're trying to eat all the people in this little town, right? It's just doing Tremors things.
Like you do.
In the second movie, one character from the first movie comes back, and he's like the hick who loves guns.
Okay.
And he starts hunting them because it's also learned that the graboids are evolving. And so part of their life cycle is before they become they start out as graboids, and then they basically grow legs and can run around on their legs on land and attack people like that. So now they got to fight them on land. And then in the third movie, in Tremors 3, they evolve into what they call ass blasters, because the final form of graboids can make something in their butt combust, and they have wings, and so they can launch themselves into the air and fly after exploding their butts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this our next movie
Please
trio we
no.
need to talk about?
Please no.
Listen, and then Tremors 4 is a prequel that takes place in the 1800s in the Wild West when they're trying to make a train track through the mountain in this area. They got to fight Tremors in the 1800s. And then they have made more sequels since then that I have not watched or followed because I have a life.
Yeah, understandable. Oh my god. I mean,
Oh,
I knew Tremors was wacky. I didn't know it was ass blasting wacky.
It is in fact ass blasting wacky.
We've been talking about horror movies a lot so far. So I have a question for y'all. Would y'all like to play a game?
Are you the puppet the whole time? You got to tell us, otherwise it's entrapment.
I've been the puppet the whole time. And this week, y'all have to answer some trivia questions about things that y'all have declared to be experts in.
Okay, oh no.
So I have 10 questions. The way this is going to work is I'm going to do a die roll to determine who goes first. Cordell will be odds. Sammy will be evens. And you'll pick a number 1 through 10. You'll answer the question. If you get it right, you'll get the points, and I'll tell you how many points. I'll keep track, and then we'll just keep going from there. Cordell, you have selected Magic the Gathering as your expert topic.
You have selected
death. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your history with Magic the Gathering.
So growing up as a kid, my brother and I like to play card games together. We began in Yu-Gi-Oh. We enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh a great deal. He at one point comes home and he's like, "Yo, you got to try Magic the Gathering." And I said, "No, that's not Yu-Gi-Oh." and then he was like, "Please play with me." And I said, "No." And then he made me play with him, and I thought it was dumb that I couldn't just summon my monsters. I had to wait till I had enough lands. Stupid.
Bad game. Bad design.
Bad game design, clearly. And then eventually I fell in love with it. He and I played a lot. We bought cards together. We'd go to a card shop and like sit for hours looking through their like 10-cent cards to build decks to play against each other.
Hell yeah.
He went to college and I dropped off because I didn't have anyone else to really play with anymore. Then I got to college and still was kind of dropped off, but played here and there. And then after college, at the theater I worked at, people played Commander during lunches. And so I got back into it big time, and I've followed it pretty consistently since then. I've been a big player on Arena, and I enjoy Commander when I can.
Hell yeah. Very nice. And Samantha, you picked Pokemon.
Yes, I did, Caleb.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your history with Pokemon.
Well, first of all, I just want to say so grateful to be here on this stage today, to be with two great people. I started out, growing up playing Pokemon. My mother has said multiple times that it would be rare and strange if a party I was having, or like birthday party specifically, was not Pokemon themed. Wow. At least until the age of 13, maybe. Everything was Pokemon. I got into the competitive scene, not really efficiently, but mostly through the breeding of Pokemon, and Pokemon, and in generation, I believe, X and Y is the sixth gen.
X and Y is
six. Yes. So I started getting deeper into the game then, and have been deep ever since. I currently have a partial living dex, which, if you don't know what a living dex is, it's where in your Pokemon box. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking like I'm
yeah, please.
It's where you don't just have one, like you don't just have Venusaur. You have a Bulbasaur, an Ivysaur, and a Venusaur, so that when you transfer it to the next game, you instantly fill the Pokedex. So I'm not fully complete on this gen, but it's a mostly complete living dex so far.
Very nice. I'm actually working in Pokemon Go to have a Gen 1 complete living dex. and it is a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Pokemon
well,
Go is that is insanely hard.
Listen. Not enough Squirtles appear in my area. So I have Squirtle and World Turtle. I do not have Blastoise. It's frustrating as fuck. Anyway. All right. So evens Cordell or odds Cordell, even Samantha. And I'm rolling a 1d6. That is a 6. So Samantha.
You got this, Sam Bam.
Samantha, pick a number 1 through 10.
I'm gonna pick number 7.
Number 7. Okay, this will make it to where Cordell does not get his number 7 question. Just so y'all understand how this works.
I wanted it.
All right, so Sam Bam, which generation introduced the fairy type Pokemon, and why were they introduced?
Ooh, okay, I believe it was. I think it was Generation 6, X and Y, and it was to be a weakness for Dragon type Pokemon.
That is correct. 100%.
Bam, 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 bam.
I will say, just to clarify, if there's ever 2 questions kind of involved, you have to get both parts to get all the points. So Sammy, that gave you 3 points. That is, I determined that was a pretty medium level trivia. So, all right. Okay. So Cordell, you can't pick number 7, but 1 through 10.
Number 7.
You can't pick number 7. Pick a number 1 through 10, not 7.
Okay. 7. No, I'm gonna go ahead with 6.
All right, 6. Okay.
Did I pick the hardest one?
No, I'm already writing down Cordell got it right because I know you're going to get this. All right. What keyword replaced the phrase, this creature is unaffected by summoning sickness?
Haste.
Oh, yeah.
That is correct. That is the easiest. Yeah. You got the easiest magic question. Sammy, you cannot pick 6 or 7.
We're gonna go from the other side of 10. We're gonna go to 2.
All right. Okay.
Here's the hardest question. Here we go.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
Other than Wonder Guard, how many ways are there to be immune to ground type moves?
Other than Wonder Guard, immune to ground type moves.
And this is the hardest question. You have to get it right.
Can I ask a clarifying question for her sake?
Yeah.
Is this specifically abilities, or does this include items and types?
This is any way to be immune to ground type moves other than Wonder Guard.
Yeah. That's a big question.
So I'm just listing some things that can help: abilities, type, held items, anything like that. Mm-hmm. Is this fair to be the hardest level?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so.
This feels fair, but I'm thinking of 3. I'm thinking of an ability. I'm thinking of a typing, and I'm thinking of an item. But I'm trying to convince myself if that is it or if there's a 4th.
I think go 3.
But I think it's 3 because I think it's levitate. The flying typed is immune. And then I think it's the balloon. Or there's like a balloon item, balloon held item. So I'm going to say 3. If there's a 4th one, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot.
Get that gun ready.
I knew it. Is it 4 or is it 5?
6.
6?
What?
There are 6 ways other than
this
Wonder
is shocking.
Guard. And I'm trying to find it again.
Is there just like multiple items?
So you can have the ability Levitate or Earth Eater.
Earth Eater?
I have never heard of that ability.
I'm Googling that. That's got to be like, give me one.
You can be a flying type.
Orthworm. It's Orthworm's signature ability.
It's literally only one Pokemon.
And then you can use the move Magnet Rise or Telekinesis.
Oh, moves.
And you can hold an air balloon.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Dang.
So for So
Dang. I fought with you there. I wanted that for you.
Yeah.
All right. So
hey, that was the hardest one. That makes sense.
Yeah. Cordell, you cannot pick 2, 6, or 7.
7. Can I do 3?
You can do 3. Cordell?
Yes.
What specific mechanical decision did the set War of the Spark use that set it aside from other standard sets at the time? This is the second hardest question for the Magic the Gathering.
Specific mechanical decision.
Mm-hmm.
War of the Spark used. Set it. I can think of a couple possible answers, and I'm going to talk it through to kind of see which one is more in your direction, if that's allowed.
That's allowed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I'm going to be no help.
Some possible directions was the Planeswalker focus. Normally, Planeswalkers are a 1 to 3 in a set, and this one had so many, and they were at uncommon, which had never been done before. And I think rare hadn't been done either. They were only mythics. That's one of the possibilities. The other is that along with all those Planeswalkers, they used hybrid mana cost in most of the uncommons. I think all of the uncommons. And hybrid mana was not used in standard at that time. They also, I can think that their main token production for the set was in amass zombies. And no, Amonkhet did that too. No, it didn't. It did.
It did.
So I'm leaning toward Planeswalkers. Am I in the general direction, or are you not going to give me?
You are in the right general direction with Planeswalkers. It is something specific about
passive abilities on Planeswalkers.
That is one of the 2 answers I was going to say. If you said Planeswalkers at uncommon, because that is a draft mechanic. Yeah, you said both. So I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
For Cordell, got it. That it was specifically either Planeswalkers at uncommon, or this is the first time we saw Planeswalkers with a static ability.
Which now passive abilities are part and parcel of Planeswalkers. You don't see many without a passive now.
Yeah. Which is fun. I'm not going to get into it because that's
with the fact, I will say, to really flex my nerd muscles here, with the fact that they have lowered the Planeswalker count to be 1 in a set, typically, having a static ability makes more sense. If it's only 1, you want it to be stronger. When they were doing 2 or 3, you could see 1 with a passive or 2 with a passive. Now it makes sense because you want them to be stronger if they're the only one.
Yeah. So, Sam Bam. You have 9. Okay. Instantly. All right. In terms of type weaknesses, what is theoretically the worst dual type?
Oh, worst dual type?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Oh.
Is this second hardest?
This is in the second hardest, yeah.
I want to help you so bad, but I want to win too.
Is this
a Pokemon that exists? Can you give me that?
Let me double check that.
Because I'm trying. I
have a guess off that. I mean, there's one type that I almost guarantee is a part of this combo.
Yes.
There are specifically.
You weren't thinking bug?
No.
There are specifically 2, from what I can see, 2 Pokemon that are this type.
I think I have it in mind. I'm going to keep my guess quiet and just see if I'm right at the end.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was assuming bug because they have like 4 times weakness to fire.
I will say, if this helps at all, this is specifically just number of weaknesses.
Oh, not okay.
Not severity, just number.
I still have no idea. Pikachu.
Can I make my guess before you announce it?
Yeah.
Is it ice grass?
It is not ice grass.
Okay.
Grass rock has had both of those have 5 different type weaknesses.
Okay. Yeah.
When you put them together, the water weakness goes. No, does grass resist water?
I'll look it up right now. But yeah, grass rock type Pokemon.
It says specifically Cradily and Lily are 2 grass rock.
Yeah.
And they are weak.
The only 2.
They're only weak to 4.
Yeah, fighting bug, steel, ice.
So Caleb, can I not to criticize your game?
Mm-hmm.
You may be going under the assumption that if 2 types each have 5 weaknesses, the mix will have 10, and that is incorrect. Because if one type resists another, it will cancel out and resort to neutral damage.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. The research I did pointed me to where it said it did not mention the resistance canceling that out. So I'm
Can I do a different question?
I was honestly going to say, because the question itself was wrong, I'm just going to give you the points, because that's not fair to like.
Yeah, do it.
To like, and it'll be the same for Cordell. If something is truly wrong, then, I'm not going to hold y'all to that,
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Because like bug is like considered one of the worst typings of all time, because it's like 4 times weak to fire, 4 times weak to some other stuff too.
So I looked this up. Grass psychic, grass ice, and grass dark have the most weaknesses with 7. So my grass ice guess was up there. It was accurate.
Yeah.
It was up there. Okay.
But no, because ice is just a terrible defensive type, and grass ain't great either. And
ice is supposed to be like glass cannon. And I should have thought about that more. And
that's okay. Anyway,
but all right.
When the nerds correct the test.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, good. If I do this in the future, correct me, because this is good. That it helps me know stuff and learn stuff.
And
Cordell,
how many points was that? I've been keeping track.
That was 4. That was 4 points. Okay. I'm going to tally the points at the end.
Okay. How many points do I have right now, though? I need.
Right now, Cordell, you have 6 points. Currently, Sammy has 7 points.
Hate you.
All right. Cordell,
get another hard one.
There is 1, 4, 5, 8, and 10.
5.
5.
You're doing 5?
I'm doing 5.
5 is equal to that number.
Can't stop me.
Name the 4 Ravnican guilds with green in their color identity.
Okay. Is this a middle of the road difficulty?
This is a middle of the road difficulty.
With green in their color?
Yeah. This is the harder of the kind of easy ones.
Okay. Gruul, Selesnya, Simic, Golgari.
You got it.
Very Ravnican trivia questions you're asking me.
So far, yes.
Okay.
The rest of them, let me look at them. The rest of them have nothing to do with Ravnica. So
okay.
There's one that I think you can still get, that I'm hoping you get. Sammy, you have 1, 4, 8, and 10.
Number 1.
This one is for 2 points.
Okay. Cool.
How many Pokemon were introduced in Gen 1?
Oh, God. Now, you're talking about just Gen 1 total?
Gen 1 total, yeah.
Okay, 151.
Like the first...
Yeah, the first gen had, you're right, 151 Pokemon.
I don't know if you're going to pull some sneaky shit on me of also mega forms also.
No, it's just, that one is straight, just down the middle.
Points, that makes sense.
2 points. Cordell, you have 4, 8, 10.
I want to get the one that you want me to get. 8.
8 for 1 point. I think you're gonna get this one right. What is the term used to explain why a creature cannot attack or activate abilities the turn that it is played?
Summoning Sickness.
You got it right.
Ah!
Also, it can't tap to activate abilities. You can activate abilities with just a cost that don't require tapping.
Right, yeah. Sorry, that is a technical
For the fans at
error.
home. For the fans at home.
Sammy, number 4 or number 10?
10.
10.
Get it, girl.
Okay, so that one is okay. How many Pokemon were introduced in the second generation?
Oh, shit.
So originally there was 151, so it's second generation introduced how many more? Is like if that helps you
Yeah.
think of it anyway. And this is for 3 points.
I remember it being under 151.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you if you're like wanting me to help you out by like just yes or no questions, I think I can do that.
Is it
to a
under
degree.
100?
No.
I have, yeah.
Then I think it's like 107. I feel like it's between 100 and 110, but I could be very wrong.
I'm tempted to give it to Sammy because Sammy is extremely close. I think
How
within 10.
How close?
Within 10.
Okay.
Like
then,
so I think yeah, I'm giving it to you. It's 100 exactly.
100
Gen
exactly.
2 introduced
Wow.
100 more Pokemon. Yeah.
For some reason, I was expecting there to be a little bit over 100. I don't know.
My brain said
that makes
120.
sense. Well,
Okay.
the Cordell would have gotten it wrong.
Big time.
But,
Big time wrong boy.
All right. This is one of the two that I was hoping Cordell would get for 4 points, Cordell.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Number 8. It's your 8th question, but technically number 4 if you're picking it. What are the names of the 5 4-color identities?
Ooh.
Oh. These are named after the Nephilim, right?
These are named after the Nephilim, which
There's
means you
a
have to
really-
remember the 5 Nephilim names.
I think Cordell is at 8, right? Points wise.
I'm calculating that right now while I see Cordell struggle.
But I think if Cordell gets this, we tie.
Yes, if Cordell gets this, y'all tie.
Dune Brood, Ink Treader, Glint Eye.
I believe.
Do you want me to tell you how you're doing so far?
Yeah.
3 of 5.
Oh, yeah.
There are 2 more. And you have 3 of them correct so far.
You're doing so good.
This Dune Brood is Abzan. No, don't think like that.
Don't think like that. Just think of the names.
I don't know. It's not in there. It's not in my brain.
If I told you the other 2, I feel like you would kick yourself for not getting it right.
Possibly. Can you tell me the color combinations without telling me the name of them? If that's a fair question.
The 2 you are missing are no red and no green.
I feel like one of them has the word dawn in it.
I'll tell you that's wrong.
Okay. I really don't have it. I really don't.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay. The other 2 Nephilim, which gave the 4 color combinations their names, are Witchmaw
Yeah.
and Your Tiller.
Yeah. I wasn't going to get those. But 3 out of 5 I am proud of. I will take that.
3 out of 5. I was also accept, just so you know, because some people do not put the second word on there. So if you just said Dune, Glint, Ink, Witch, Your, I would have accepted that as well.
Yeah.
I
will to make myself feel better about this. Fun fact, the reason we don't really have official faction names for these yet is it is incredibly difficult to design for a color space where it's because 5 color is 5 color, right? It acts with every aspect of mana, correct? Whenever you have a color combination like white, black, red, that that is defined by how those colors interact. When you have 4 colors, though, the combination is defined by what they lack rather than what they have. And that is much more difficult to design for, which is why they haven't made a faction set with them. Also, the set just kind of becomes 5-color mush if you're doing that. Because you need to support playing a 4-color draft archetype, and that's ludicrous.
Yeah. So winning is Samantha. Samantha wins.
Pulled it out of my ass.
Just for fun, some of the ones that I was really hoping to ask y'all, but y'all eliminated it for each other.
We'll work together.
Yeah, just because y'all know, Samantha, for Pokemon, if you were to pick Ivysaur as your starter in Gen 1, what would your rival pick?
Pick Ivysaur. You can't pick Ivysaur.
You got to pick Bulbasaur, silly.
You know, I'm not great. That one I came up with without researching because I knew how it worked. And so I just went with the one I could remember. You know?
But it would be Charmander.
It would be Charmander. Cordell, what is the term for a creature whose power and toughness are tied to number of card types in your graveyard?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Tied to the number of card types?
Number of card types in your graveyard.
I mean, are you looking for Tarmogoyf or are you looking for Delirium?
Yeah, Gorf. A Goyf.
Okay.
Yeah, specifically. Because Delirium is like a mechanic that cares about it, but specifically a creature who...
Goyf's care.
Yeah, Goyf's care. And just for fun, because Cordell, so Sammy, the second hardest trivia question, which is still in the extreme category, was in the mainline series, how many dark type specialists are there?
Oh, dark type specialists.
Gosh.
Okay, so is that
the hard ones
leaders?
Are hard.
That's Elite Four too.
That's
gym leaders, Elite Four, and also there are some like just prominent NPCs.
So like Marnie would count as one.
Marnie would count as a dark type special.
Okay,
right?
Wow.
I know there's not that many dark type gems. Fuck. I'm gonna say
that's brutal.
A crisp, even 8.
You got it exactly right. It is 8.
Whoa,
that's crazy.
Let her win again.
I honestly, the hardest one for Cordell, which is
I wanted to give this one.
Prior to 2014, explain how the legend rule works.
So prior to 2014, the legend rule was that if I have a legendary permanent with a name and you play a legendary permanent with the same name, then mine dies, or do both of them die?
That's the question.
That's the question. So, that is the question.
No. Well, the current legend rule is that you and I can both own a permanent of the same name if they're legendary. But I can't own 2. One legend rules away and goes away as a state-based action. So I imagine originally that the most recent one remained and the other one was destroyed. Well, not even destroyed. It just died.
The rule is actually it's worse than that.
Uh-oh. Did they both go away as a state-based action?
Neither. If you let's say you I'm trying to think of just a legend off the top of my head.
Thalia, Guardian of Thraben on the field.
You have Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. I cannot play.
You can't Thalia, play her? That's way worse.
Unless there is a specific ruling on the field
that
stating otherwise.
Right.
Like Mirror
I'm
Gallery
so glad they changed that. That's nonsense.
Also, fun fact, in 2014, Legendary was changed to a super type instead of a subtype. So just fun little things that are great.
Little great things that are fun and great.
You remember when those were fun and great little things that were good and fun?
Caleb, that was a good quiz.
Caleb,
I'm
getting
frustrated at myself, and that's when you know a quiz is good.
Yeah. There was a tiebreaker question that is a easy level Metal Gear Solid I think even Cordell would get. All right, just for fun. How do you defeat Psycho? How do you defeat Psycho Mantis in Metal Gear Solid 1?
Touches balls.
By unplugging controller from the controller 1 port and putting it in the second controller port, because he can sense your actions if your controller is in the first port.
Yes.
He's got psychic powers, and he also reads your memory card in that game and is like, oh, you've played 12 hours of Sly Cooper. You must really like that shit. Or he like jokes about
it. Yeah. Like he will, when Metal Gear Solid was released for GameCube, which is the one I played it on originally, I distinctly remember Psycho Mantis saying, I see you enjoy Wind Waker. And I was like, oh my God.
How does he know?
At no point do you touch his ball.
No, you do not touch his balls.
You
do at one point put your controller on the ground and he can vibrate it so it moves around. And he's like, I can move your controller.
That's very fun, actually. I'm okay that we don't touch his balls.
Shout out Kojima, dude. He might be a wacky dude that made an entire game where you walk, but like he also made Metal Gear.
He made Metal Gear. But yeah, and that was it. That was the quiz. There were some other like fun ones. Like Sammy did not get either of the easy questions, which is fun. Cordell got both of his easy.
Which what I like about this is it's not just being accurate; it's also about being lucky enough to get a high point and then get it right. You know, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Because I feel like if it was,
this is fun.
Yeah, because like I was thinking about it, and I was like, if I make it to where it's just like you say 10, you get a 5-point question.
Yeah.
That it just makes it to where, okay, y'all are going to go for the hard ones at first, leave the easy ones for last, because those aren't worth as much points. So I think the randomization made the game a lot better.
Big agree.
I agree. I imagine an actual set of this, of you with a big board of numbers, and you're just like, okay.
If we do another stream, I will set up a Jeopardy style board for this. And we will go on that. And I will also if we do it on stream, I'll probably ask you each for 2 different things you feel expert level in.
Yeah.
And then I will make it to where also either of you can try to guess each other's questions.
Steal. Yeah. What I also like about this is it's a game that just makes you feel good about what you know.
Yeah.
So many games can easily make you feel kind of crappy about stuff, but this game's like, hey, celebrate your knowledge.
Yeah.
It's
such an easy
Crossing, not the Dark Souls of quizzes.
Yes. And also, if either of y'all want to do this, I have a list of things I'm ready to say I'm an expert in.
Right? The real game for Caleb is not talking about things he's an expert in. Like the real challenge for Caleb is making a game where we get to be incredibly wrong about the things he cares about, and he can't correct us.
Yeah,
it's
like actually, but I have to sit here and be like,
Yep, you have to agree wholeheartedly with how incorrect we are.
I think I would actually be okay with that because I have a nephew. That as we're recording,
little kids are wrong about everything.
Yes, are you kidding me?
They are wrong all the time.
He was at our house like a year ago now, and he likes to play instruments when they're around. So he had a ukulele, and he started moving the tuning pegs, and I was like, "Well, no, it's in tune, bud. You don't have to do that." And he said, "No, the pegs aren't lined up."
Like designing an action to piss Caleb off.
Yes. Yeah. That was like when I first started learning guitar and I realized that the pegs don't have to be lined up, and it's actually most of the time they won't be. I felt so bad for every time when I was a little kid and would go to a guitar and lined up the pegs.
I did the same thing as a kid as well.
Yeah, I think it's natural, and it's like most kids are going to want to do that.
You want order. You want to be helpful. You want to be a good little kid.
Yeah,
that's good little kid stuff.
It is.
The worst thing I did to a guitar was ripstick through my house and accidentally sit on one, breaking it in half.
Oh my god.
Oh, you just Caleb peed his pants.
It was my younger brother's guitar too, so.
Oh man.
Not even mine. I can't even be upset at myself. It's my younger brother upset at me.
Ooh. Oh, that hurts.
That's
that hurts.
good. That's real good.
That hurts my soul.
The worst thing I ever did to a guitar was drop a coin in it.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to get out of there.
There is actually an easy way to get them out, but
no, you got to turn it upside down and try and rotate it for a long time. That's really all you got.
So, for y'all and for listeners at home, if you ever drop a pick or something in it, what you do is before you turn it upside down, you shake it a little bit until you can see the pick through the hole, and then you turn it upside down really fast.
So it just immediately drops.
It just immediately drops out.
But agree to disagree. The game has begun, Caleb.
I always just smash my guitars open to get the.
You got to break them like
fair.
a Cadbury egg.
That's fair. Yeah. Gotta make it like a Kinder egg because there is a little prize inside now.
No, that's the Cadbury eggs, Caleb.
The silence is deafening.
But silence was so insulting.
You gotta smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them.
Do we got them, Caleb?
This week, we got them.
Oh, good.
This week.
We got him.
And by we got him, I mean Osama bin Laden.
We got him again. Resurrected him. Killed him.
We got him. What episode number is this, Sammy? Is this
This should be 98. I'm double checking, but I believe
it is 9. This is 98. Well, that means the debate's coming.
2 weeks from now.
Listeners, in 2 weeks we have a debate, which will be very fun. And if you have questions for our candidates, send them in. Also, that means that we only have next week's episode to figure out the murder of Linda. So that is also.
I forgot she got murdered.
So we did that.
No.
If you want a good track to listen to while you're trying to contemplate a murder and
how bad we fucked up.
We did bad job here, friends.
Well, if you want an episode full of interrogations next week, that'll be fun. But thank you to the one and only, the Reverend Horton Heat, for the use of their song Psychobilly Freak Out off the album Smoke 'em If You Got 'em. It's a banger.
It's nice that he lets us email him every week and ask again.
Yeah, very kind.
Yeah.
Very, very genuine soul.
It's going to be really sad when we're forced by the public to make our own theme song.
I'll never do it.
But if you like us and you liked this episode and you want to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you should do that at 81800 rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Listen, you know an email exists. I know an email exists. Let's get rid of all this guff about it. Email us at junkhousemailbox@gmail.com.
Just do it.
You've got thoughts, and I know you do, and I don't actually care about them, but I want to hear them.
I want to listen to them.
I need to listen to them. Because what if they're good thoughts? I can't insult them if I don't hear them.
And just like we say every single week,
we knew, we do. The Doctor Who theme.
Are we the Doctor?
Are we the Doctor Who?
No.
Fuck.
Oh. Really thought we were for a second there.
I thought I could have weed Jenna Wait.
Try it.
Ooh.
Wow, you're different.
I'm like a little gray guy now.
Whoa.
I'm a little like gray alien guy.
How'd you do that?
I tried really hard.
psychobilly freakout.